and welcome to this episode of Learn Quick with Ms.A. This is our productivity week, so I'll be sharing another interesting productivity tip with you. What are we waiting for? Let's get on with it. This week's productivity tip is about batching your work. Wondering what that is? Let's carry on and you're going to find out. Whether you're a child or a grown-up, you have a to-do list. We all do. And the to-do list is made up of a wide variety of things. In fact, the older you grow, the variety increases. And sometimes it can really feel overwhelming to have to do so many different things during the day or even during the week. The study of neuroscience, or the science of our brains, has proven that our brains like to stay focused on one thing and get that task accomplished before moving on to another. If we jump around from task to task, our brain feels very fragmented, doesn't know what to focus on, and we end up not being able to accomplish anything properly. Here is a scientific fact to think about. Research has shown that it takes the human brain about 23 minutes to get its focus back once the focus is lost. Which means if we are jumping around from task to task, the brain loses its focus on one task and then it has to wait for, on average, 23 minutes before we are actually able to focus on the next task and get into what's called the flow, which is the best for productivity. However, don't despair because there is an easy solution to this problem. What we have to do is group the same kinds of tasks together. And that is called batching or batch your work. So what do we mean by that? Well, basically what we mean is we look at all the things that we have to do and then we find similar sort of tasks that our brain can stay focused on even though the task changes ever so slightly. And then when we're done with that and we move on to the next one, the brain can take that break and then get back into focus. There are several examples of how this can be done, but here is one that might be relevant for you if you are a student, whether at school or at university. Say you've got homework to do, you've got some chores at home to do, as you know. You help out whether you're flatting or you're living with your family. And there might be a hobby or an art project that you also want to do. And then there is your beloved doggy waiting to go for a walk and you like to keep fit and you want to do some exercise as well. There are ways you can batch these or group these. Let's have a look. So your homework, let's say it's maths and science. They are similar sort of subjects. They're both homework. They must have a schedule by which they need to be completed. What if you batch them together and get your brain focused on, okay, let's get this homework done. This is learning. This is academic. Your brain can stay focused and you do it for whatever period of time, but you stay focused and you get your maths and science out of the way, even if it's not completed, whatever you wanted to do. Next, you might say, I need to get out of the study mode and I need to go and move a little and maybe chat with some people. You might go, okay, I've got washing to fold. I need to vacuum the house. I'll be moving around. I might get to listen to some music while I'm doing that. It's a good break for my brain. And again, you're batching two kinds of things together, but they fall under the group of housework. After that, you might decide that you really feel like spending a bit of time working on your passion project or your art project or whatever it is that you're doing. And that's a creative pursuit. So you sit down, you might again put some music on, and your brain gets into that beautiful creative flow, and you enjoy doing your project. And then you might finish off your chores list by going out for a brisk walk or a jog with your dog. So it's physical activity, it's an outdoors activity, you're getting two things done, you've batched them together. Do you kind of see, does it make sense? I mean, batching can be done in many, many different ways. For example, for my YouTube videos, you know how I've got a starting shot and an ending shot where I actually directly talk to you and you can see my face. I batch shoot those. So I do 4 lots of those In fact, I just go change my clothes, get that done. So basically, why? Rather than trying to do those videos every week, because, I do a YouTube video every week, of course, I publish one every week. But if my intro and ending video clips are done in batches, it saves me time. And I also get into that camera mode of, I'm in front of the camera, I'm going to talk to the camera, I'm going to get this done. So that's just one example of how I batch. So basically, what are the basic tenets or premises of batching? Try to put together things that you do. What kind of things can you do together? Where do you have to be when you're doing them? Are you going to be indoors, outdoors? Which part of the house? And how are you going to do it? Is it going to be a device, computer-related thing? Is it going to be you operating machinery? Is it going to be something that's going to need you to move around? So depending on these things, tasks can be batched very, very effectively. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think and what other productivity tips you'd be interested in learning about. And if you like this video, if you find value, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I will see you next week.